Well, you're probably wondering, what's a game show host doing on a mining site like this? Well, it's all boils down to one fella, really, and that's Wayne McRae, who is the head honcho here at CuDECO. I met him when we first moved to Surfers Paradise in the early 90s, and I found him to be a fascinating fellow, go-getter, always on the go. There's always something happening around Wayne McRae. You can sit down and talk to him for hours, not only from his mining exploits, both in Australia and in Africa as well, but he almost killed himself in a helicopter, and almost lost both his legs. He's just a fascinating fella. It's been well reported sometimes that Wayne has said maybe things that he shouldn't have said, because someone's irritated him, so he's given it to them, as only Wayne can do. So I guess people might say, he's a bit of a loud mouth, or he shoots his mouth off, or talks before thinking and things like that. But that's the way he is. He was talking about this venture that he wanted to start in Cloncurry called CuDECO. So I became one of the original shareholders in the company. So we've sort of watched it grow from that point on. When you come here, you've got to be impressed. You really do have to be impressed. There's a lot of very dedicated and talented men and women who are working here under Wayne's guidance, of course. And for somebody to come out here into this country, which is fantastic, of course, but it's dry and it's hot and it's sort of dusty and everything, they have to believe in what they're doing. And everybody here, I reckon, does. They really know that there is something very special here at CuDECO. And then you get out in the field and you see the guys that are drilling. They're drilling down to find, where the copper is, and there's plenty of it, I've got to say. And it is just vast. And you get out and stand on top of the hill and you look over the whole complex, and you can see where they've done all the drilling and everything. Probably to some people's surprise, because they say, I have read, some people say, oh, they're not doing much up there. Well, you should come up and have a look, really, because like me, I think you'll be very surprised. I've heard Wayne say many times, he doesn't care about what they say or write about him. But I have to tell you this, that he does get very upset for his shareholders when people write things that have never been here and just making assertions about what might or may not be happening. And I've got to say that annoys me a bit. It really does, because I know that he's worked very hard at this. His wife Cheryl, he says, I'm going up to Cloncurry, and she says, how long are you going to be away for? And he says, I'm not sure, probably about a week or 2 weeks. And 7 months later he comes home again. He's that sort of guy. Because he gets up here, gets involved, and wants to make sure everyone's happy and in their work. And so he's that sort of guy. Each time you come here, there's something new that's been added. You can see it gradually growing and growing and growing, up until the point, of course, when they start digging that big hole. Which I'll be here that day, by the way. But I sort of watched this company grow from its very small beginnings into what it is today. And they've had their ups and downs, don't get me wrong, but I think when people see what's to follow, my little bit here, I think they will also get excited about what's happening here at CuDECO. And I think it's going to make a lot of people sit up and take notice. It's all very well for people to talk about something, read about something, but to be able to actually see what's going on here and all the hard work that's going into this company, I think you'll be excited too.